Happy New Year. A lot of people out there have serious beef with New Year's resolutions. Personally, I love them. But some people just hate them, though. Like, hate them. And to that, I say, stop.
Stop it. Get some help.
I mean, I guess their main argument is that time isn't real and the turning of the dates is completely arbitrary, and if you want to change your life, you should probably just change it and not wait for a special occasion, which arguably true. I'm also in agreement that time isn't real, but I also like having fun. I don't know about the rest of you, but I like enjoying things. If I were to describe my philosophical leanings, it would be much less nothing matters and much more
nothing matters. So just do what you want.
So my arguments for New Year's resolutions. Number one, it's fun. Okay, just full stop. It's fun. New Year's resolutions are fun. Number two, it gives you a sense of community. You suddenly have this bond with other people that are also doing New Year's resolutions, and if somebody says, hey, what's your New Year's resolution? And you're like, oh, I want to do this year. And they're like, oh, cool, this is my New Year's resolution. And suddenly you have a new friend. Look at that, you're socializing, you're bonding. New Year's resolutions can make it happen for you. And I think thirdly, and most importantly, they give you an opportunity to look back and think about the last year or so that you've had really critically, and just think about, what are the things that you just wish were a little bit better. I also think it's really cool, just in the same vein of looking back on the past year that you've had, to really just take time and appreciate the things that you've done that you are proud of. I think as a society, we live in a society, but as a society, we don't often take the time to really appreciate ourselves for what we are. We're always so quick to point out our flaws and what we don't like about ourselves, but do we ever really take the time and appreciate what we do like about ourselves? I think this is a good time of year to really just look back and take the time to really appreciate what you have managed to accomplish. Even if you haven't accomplished anything big, even if you didn't reach any of the resolutions or goals that you've set for yourself in the past, you still survived another year. That's worth celebrating at the very least. And once you take the time to really appreciate what you do have going for you, it's a lot easier, I think, in my opinion, to pick goals to make you feel even better and make you feel like you're making even more progress down whatever life path you happen to be on. It's like saying, wow, this is how much I've grown in this past year, and I think in the next year I would like to grow in these ways. A good example for setting a resolution like this is that if you learned a craft in the past, or if you learned a craft this year, then next year for your 2020 resolution, you can learn a new skill within that craft set, or learn a similar craft set. Like if you learned how to knit, maybe learn how to crochet, and vice versa. If you learned how to sew, maybe learn how to draft patterns. You don't have to monetize any of these, or even show anybody, or even really talk about them if you don't want to. The cool thing about New Year's resolutions, I think, is that it's purely self-improvement for the sake of self-improvement. If you keep a diary or a planner, then just keep a little list of your resolutions, write it down all aesthetic or decorated or do whatever, and just keep it tucked away, and then you have a little record of it, and then you can compare them to last year's, and you can compare them to future years, and you can also write down a list of things that you accomplished that you're proud of for the year, and then see how things change and grow, and see how your skills improve. There's just so much that can be done that I just like resolutions. I found that for me, the best way to set goals was to be specific about them. A generic, I want to get healthy this year, isn't gonna help you. Like, you're not gonna suddenly start eating healthy just because you're like, yes, I want health. If you set a goal like, I want to cook 5 out of 7 of my dinners for every week this month, then like that is a specific goal. That is something like quantifiable that you can measure and keep track of. It gives you something specific to work towards without making you feel completely overwhelmed. Because remember, this is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be having fun. We're not trying to overwhelm ourselves. We're just having fun and setting goals. So I also think that it's important to never set any goal that you know that you can't attain. Like, if you know that you don't have the time to cook all 3 meals every single day for yourself, then you shouldn't go into a new year expecting yourself to magically start doing that, because the reason you haven't done it in the past is because you don't have time. But if you gradually start to add like a meal prep routine, if you just gradually start building that into your week, eventually you'll get to a point where maybe you can cook most of your food for yourself, and that will keep you from eating fast food, which will make you healthier, and all these other wonderful things that can happen. You never know what you'll be able to achieve in the long term if you just set small, attainable goals for yourself in the short term and follow through with them and keep building off of them. Like, be realistic, but also challenge yourself and let yourself grow. I don't think anybody genuinely wants to be stagnant in their life. I feel like everybody on this planet has things about their life that they wish were better, and I think it would be a cool, fun society social experiment if maybe we all put a little bit of effort into making our lives better. I hope everybody has a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.